When the news of King Von's passing broke out, many of his fans started speculating immediately who could have been responsible. There were all sorts of theories, from possible gang connections to the rapper's various beefs. Conspiracy theorists were buzzing with a few names. While some were the most obvious ones Von had clashed with on social media, some names got fans wondering about the possible reason. In this whole fiasco, one name which has made fans wonder the most about is Meek Mill. Keep watching to find out why fans are dragging Meek Mill's name into King Von's murder trial. Meek Mill and Lil Durk's connection. Anyone who's into hip-hop is familiar with the name Lil Durk. Durk is not only a successful rapper, he's an equally smart producer as well. Over the years, he has given many new rappers a chance to turn their lives around. He's from the south side of Chicago himself, and is extremely keen on working with his own boys. While Meek may have been a good rapper, he wasn't exactly from Durk's neck of the woods. Initially, Durk even asked him not to come to the south side, as he felt it was too dangerous for Meek. Over the years, Meek's worked hard to get the reputation that he has today, but for him, no major hood dudes did anything. When he was in trouble with the law, it was industry cats like Jay-Z who intervened and helped out. People guessed the silence from the streets didn't sit well with Meek. He has always been vocal about the problems young black men face due to the unfair justice system in America, but no other rapper showed any support. It was just his producers who helped him out. Durk, on the other hand, was developing a prodigy of his own by the name of King Von. With Von, he planned to bring the authentic Chicago drill rap scene back. Since Von's rise, Meek had often been seen hanging out with Durk's crew. He went to parties with them and even appeared in a music video. While fan speculation was squashed early on as the shooter was arrested the very next day, they still felt Meek had something to do with it. Even if he wasn't involved, people on Twitter were sure that he'd take advantage of the empty spot in Durk's crew. A few days after Von's death, Meek released his song Pain Away featuring Durk, which only added fuel to the rumors. But since the song was released, there hasn't been anything that indicates that Meek wants to stay in the streets. In fact, lately, all he's been doing is raising awareness about the lack of opportunities in poor black neighborhoods. The real culprit behind King Von's murder. If there's one rapper who gained a lot of notoriety in the last few months, it's Quando Rondo. It was his crew who got into a spat with Von and his friends. Soon words escalated into gunplay. It was Rondo's brother, Timothy Lil Tim Leaks, who allegedly pulled the trigger and fired the shot that killed Von. Police reported that they tried their best to stop the fight before it got ugly, but once the guns came out, it was too late. According to police, they saw two groups fighting, and once they intervened to stop, shots were fired from one group. Soon after firing, they ran away. The other guys were wounded and in dire need of medical assistance. While the police seemed to have blamed Rondo's crew for everything, he had a different story when he gave an interview. When Rondo appeared on the Breakfast Club radio show, he claimed that it was Von's group who started the altercation. He even said that he was sleeping inside a car and only woke up due to the loud arguing. In Rondo's version, his brother acted in self-defense when Von attacked him first, and after that, his crew also fired in self-defense. Rondo even went on to claim that he was tight with Von's crew, especially Lil Durk. He had done a song with Durk and considered him a good friend. On November 7th, 2020, when Tim was taken into police custody, fans finally learned who was the real culprit behind Von's murder. He was arrested a day later because he was hospitalized due to his injuries. After he was arrested, the case was considered closed, as the police didn't find anyone else with a motive to kill Von. His death was an unfortunate result of someone pulling the trigger in the heat of the moment. Because Tim's lawyers stayed adamant on the self-defense narrative, they were able to get Lil Tim out on a $100,000 bail. Tekashi 6ix9ine snide comments. By now, it has almost become routine for 6ix9ine to give opinions he wasn't asked for on everything, and troll people while he's at it. While many rappers sent their heartfelt condolences to the late rapper's family the normal way, Tekashi did it by starting the blame game. After being labeled a snitch, he now does everything in his power to show the shortcomings of everyone else in the rap game. In his latest single, Zaza, he has once again taken cheap shots at his fellow rappers. In the music video, there's a reference to his beef with Meek Mill. For those who don't know, Meek and 6ix9ine have had a feud going on for some time now. When Tekashi was arrested on multiple charges, including racketeering, assault with a dangerous weapon, and drug trafficking, he decided to cooperate with prosecutors and testify in order to avoid a lengthy prison sentence. Like many others, Meek also gave his 2 cents on the situation by calling out Tekashi and warning what might happen to him once he came out of prison. Meek then took some shots at him on social media, but when they came face to face in a parking lot, things got out of control, the 2 men almost coming to blows and having to be separated by their bodyguards. Tekashi used this to get even more publicity by including the footage of the fight in the video for Zaza. When he raps the lyrics, "It was at this moment that he knew he f***ed up." 6ix9ine wasn't even on good terms with Durk or Von. He repeatedly dissed Durk and even went to the place where his cousin was killed just to make fun of it. For this, Von made a video to warn him about his actions and tell him that he was talking about something that was none of his business. In the same song, Tekashi has targeted Von's death as well by spitting the lines, "You ain't killed, you let your mans die." He called Durk weak for not being able to protect his own, and even made a reference to his cousin's death. "They killed your cousin and your man and you still ain't do." He once again called out all the rappers collectively while announcing his song on Instagram. His caption read, "All these rappers got my name in their mouth, but when they meet me in real life, they got every excuse in the world. I know, Zaza, the king is back." Trials of King Von's life. King Von didn't live to see the impact of his art, but it sure got itself noticed. Every day, new people are discovering his songs, and his reach is only increasing. Even in interviews, he was soft-spoken. Hard to believe such a soft voice came out of him. He was asked point-blank about his associations with gangs in an interview, which he quickly denied, saying that it isn't his scene. He was one of the few rappers who didn't try to make street life glamorous. In the same interview, he said that the streets are worse than ever. He might not have been a gang member, but that didn't mean he stayed out of trouble. He had taken several trips to juvie in his teenage days, mostly for petty thefts, but he once got a longer stretch for shooting a man. The man was killed on the spot, and while awaiting trial, Von served 3.5 years in jail. He eventually got acquitted and got his life on track with music. Most rappers usually do their best to leave their dark past behind and make a fresh start, but this didn't happen with Von. He and Durk got arrested for killing another man in Atlanta. Video footage clearly identifies the 2 people as Lil Durk and King Von, which made things difficult for them. Eventually, they did get out on bail, but have been on the radar since then. Police may have closed the case, but fans are still not satisfied hearing the cause of Von's death. They're still trying to connect the dots by looking at every rapper who had something to gain from Von's death, but now it seems like there's nothing more to discover. Rappers like Meek aren't killers, and fans seem to understand that now. Meek Mill's activism. Meek isn't exactly known for mincing his words, which is probably why he's always getting into trouble. He has also faced struggles that make it impossible for many young black men to make something of themselves. The streets are where many young rappers have lost their lives, and Meek considers himself lucky to have broken the cycle. Today, he tries to do more and talk less, especially when it comes to creating opportunities for young talent. He has seen the impact one big fish can create, both negatively and positively. They could either influence impressionable minds into getting involved in gang wars, or could save lives to end the bloodbath, just like Hove did for him. Meek knows the story of many rappers like King Von who were on their way to getting out, but ended up losing their lives. When he posted Von's picture, he made sure to post one with his children, to truly show the world that a life had been lost. Von was also someone's son, someone's father, and it was important to show his human side. He captioned the picture by saying, "May God have mercy on your soul." He even called King Von a real soldier. With his record label, Dream Chaser Records, Meek is trying his best to highlight the potential of young rappers, and also making sure that they don't get exploited by others. He has even co-founded a justice reform initiative with Jay-Z that will help those prisoners who have been locked up unjustly and are seeing their lives getting wasted right in front of their eyes. Before, fans were eager to learn the reason behind King Von's death, especially when they were stirred up by people like 6ix9ine who use every opportunity to hog the limelight. But now they know who was really responsible, and today they only care about the legacy Von has left behind. Keep watching this channel, and we'll be back with more of the Inside Scoop.